we have our local product from Maple Hill, Jaime Schultz, and he joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 A Team, ESPN Radio from Minnesota. Good morning, Jaime. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. I guess a little messed up by the time change.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, no worries, man. We pump you up big time here. And I was just telling Chris how many Section 2 guys, baseball guys, that are all like in the minors trying to get where you're at and get a chance to play. It's a pretty impressive list, to be honest with you. And your journey has been one that's been incredibly good for you. What a journey, huh? What a journey for you. And now here you are with the chance to get it done for Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It doesn't even seem real yet. Still kind of on that high of just telling myself every day, like, hey, you're in the major leagues. It's pretty cool.
How did it unfold? Take me back to when you got the call and said, "Hey, you're getting called up here." Now you've made 3 big league appearances with 3 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts so far. But take me back to when you got the call and said, "Hey, you're going up to the big club."
Well, the first time we were in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was about the middle of the game, and my pitching coach, Rick Knapp, called me down and was like, "Hey, Schultz, can you come here for a minute?" And I didn't think anything of it. I mean, they talk to you all the time, give you a little information, but he told me about halfway there, he was like, go back and grab your glove. So I was like, was someone like break their glove or something and he's mine? And I walked to the end of the dugout and they said, "Hey, can meet us around the corner," and all the coaches were there. And that's when I started to get that feeling that something big was going on. And my manager, Jared Sandberg, shook my hand and said, "Call your wife and make sure she's on a flight to Tampa because you're going to the show."
Love it. Love it. That is a great,
awesome.
Great story. And man, I mean, you don't do it now, but you will. You'll reminisce about like coming up through the high school ranks, like going back to like Maple Hill, like the coaches you had, or the little league, and when you started the whole stinking process, Jaime, to get, because every kid dreams about doing what you're doing, playing in the bigs, and you'll someday look back and reminisce about all the good times you had and what you did, right here in the Capital Region.
Yeah, I definitely still do. I always tell stories about Rico and Coach Canonica and Menudo over at Maple Hill. And they always text me and give me some good laughs and stuff, but it definitely seems like it's so far away, but it's really good to think about all the times and all the effort that all those people, little league coaches and my parents and my friends and my high school coaches, everyone's put in to essentially get me here.
Jaime Schultz with us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio, of course. Maple Hill grad and now pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays up in the big leagues. And Jaime, you've been close to the majors a few times here, where I know people who follow the minor league game were like, he's literally, forget a call away, like a pitch away. And then I know some injuries last year created a problem with you getting to the bigs. But in your first big league appearance, you strike out all 3 batters you face, and you get sent down the next day. What was that like? I'm sure you're aware that a lot of times the roster is it's a numbers game, and I'm sure you knew you'd be back. But what was it like to then have to go back to Durham?
Honestly, it was a huge confidence booster. The fact that I was kind of struggling at that time and had been so close in past years was pretty frustrating, and I was kind of just essentially spinning my wheels in AAA. And a lot of the coaches and players actually fought to get me up and get me that chance. And just going up and obviously striking out the side, there's no better feeling. But going back to Durham kind of set me in the right direction. And they just told me to get back and be more consistent. And basically that's what I did. And hopefully I'm here to stay from now on.
So as a relief pitcher, Jaime, what is your mindset day to day? I mean, you're not a starter, but you got to be ready like every single day. You got to be ready to go if needed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Every morning, every day you roll into the ballpark, you're ready to go. Mentality is just kind of pay attention to the game and know your role, and then you pretty much can figure out when you're probably most likely going to pitch after that. But there's kind of like a flip that you have to switch as soon as they call you names. So I enjoy that a lot, actually.
When do you know? Tell me the scenarios that you're in right now. You say, okay, this is going to be me next. Give us a little idea what that's all about with you right now.
I mean, in Durham, it was a lot easier. We kind of had our roles laid out for a month. But it's kind of essentially the same thing here. I would wager later in the game, probably 6th or 7th inning. Honestly, score doesn't really dictate, but matchups is everything. We go over scouting reports of these guys before the games, and if they're swinging and missing at fastballs up and breaking balls down, then I have a pretty good chance of getting in there.
Jaime, you've got the dominant relief stuff. I think Roger may have mentioned it before we brought you on the air here. 47 strikeouts in 28 innings at AAA, and then you've got the 6 Ks and only 3 innings up with the Rays. So you've got that stuff of a dominant reliever. Do you feel like you're more of a reliever than a starter? Because obviously you've done that as well.
Honestly, I don't really think I'm more of a reliever, but if you look at the numbers, I guess it would play that way. I enjoyed starting. I could mix 3 pitches at that time. When I'm in the bullpen, I kind of just stick to the fastball, curveball, but I think each has its benefit, but in the long run, I think it would play into a reliever role.
Give me your pitches. What's your best pitch?
Probably the fastball.
Yeah, pumps that thing in there.
And
98.
Is that what it is? 98 for you?
Yeah, I usually sit around like mid-9s.
Wow.
Can range up there.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. And then what's some secondary pitches for you?
I have a curveball and a changeup. Like I said before, I don't really throw the changeup as a reliever. It's usually just fastball, curveball. And
you've been healthy, right? That's the key thing there, right? The arm's sound. The arm's good. No problems.
Yeah, the arm hasn't been an issue for I don't know 6 years. Tommy John back in 2013, but after that, it's just been the legs. So, but everything's feeling great.
So you can come back from Tommy John surgery, can you? Huh? You're living proof of that.
Stronger.
Yeah. Well, man, we're following your every pitch here in the Capital Region. Obviously, we love the local stories. Local guys get a chance to do what you're doing is a big deal. So continued success. Stay up there, strike them out, and we'll talk to you down the road, Jaime.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jaime.
Take care, Jaime.